So we are still in the week of the World Jigsaw Puzzle Competition, and there is a fierce competition going on. And what we're going to cover today is all the puzzles that have been used for the groups A, B, and C, the preliminary prior to the final. And what we're going to basically look at is what are the options for each group, how is it to do the puzzles. I've done not all of them, but I've done quite a bunch from each one of the groups, so I can tell you how it was for me, and we can actually cover and talk about how to pick a puzzle and what is actually going to be easy or hard, and maybe what to pay attention to. So let's just start with Group A. And we'll start actually with my favorite puzzle of Group A, which might be surprising to you a little bit. So the puzzle we're going to talk about is a puzzle from the Beautiful Garden series. It's called the Huntington Desert Garden, California, USA. It's by Tom Mackey, who did a lot of those puzzles actually. And it's of course from 2024. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say it's of course from 2024, because there are some puzzles that has been used in the groups that are not from 2024, which is kind of surprising, but we can actually talk about that in the continue of this video. Oh, and of course, I forgot to say, I'm Lisa from Puzzles by Lisa. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. And now let's talk puzzles, and we'll continue talking about stuff later. So why do I like this puzzle? So to start with, I think that it's a much easier puzzle than what you think, and I know because I've done it yesterday. So overall, you'd see there is a small part of sky, which means it's actually like easier to do than, let's say, a lot of sky. Also, the sky are completely cloudless. It actually makes the sky much easier because the gradient is like a lot more smooth than if you have clouds, which actually like put different shades in different places in the sky. It starts with a very dark blue, and then it continues actually to here. And that means that it's very, very easy to put the sky together. And if you pay attention to the pieces, it's also very easy to put all the beginning here. Now, the other thing you'd pay attention to is there's this green piece over here, which is also very easy to separate. And that means that also like that's actually quite easy to do that in some of the cactus around, because they're touching those things. So again, you need to pay attention to the pieces, but that's how I did it. I just found those pieces and put them up. Maybe the last thing to pay attention to, those are also quite distinct, so you can actually find them. And then the last thing is at some point when you start actually going into the details, you see that this is also quite different. So if you look at that puzzle, you see there are very distinct areas. There's a lot of what to work with, and so you can actually like make good progress over here. By the way, just to give you some kind of like statistics, there was 9 teams that decided to do this puzzle out of the 20 teams that actually got first in that section. And so one of the teams that did that was the team that won. And basically we'll talk more about that later. Now from here, going to another puzzle that I started is the cow puzzle. The cow puzzle is a very beautiful puzzle. And 13 teams actually decided to do this puzzle. The name of this puzzle is The Cow with the Flowered Headdress. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm in the middle of it. It's by Lazar Studios, also from 2024. I have to tell you that maybe if you didn't look at it very closely, the cow is sitting in a bathtub. And I think that maybe that is a very interesting thing. I almost feel like we should have called this puzzle The Cow in the Bathtub, but it is called a little bit differently. Now, if you look at this puzzle, the first thing that you need to see, and actually like reason why probably I would not easily pick that one, is that the whole thing is very dark. And if a puzzle is dark, it's actually going to be even darker when you get to the actual puzzle because of the way that it's printed. Versus this, where the puzzle is actually fairly light all over the puzzle. So that means it's easier to see the details even in the places that are quite dark. There are some dark pieces in that puzzle, but very few. In this one, I can tell you like, okay, so you already see that it will be easy to do that window, probably easy to do the cow. Actually, from there, it's not that easy to do the rest, because like even if there is ability to find out the turquoise, well, there is a bunch of that like all over the place. The flowers are all over the place. And so overall, it's maybe a really cool puzzle, but it's not super easy. And so when I look at a puzzle, I always look at like, okay, do I have a good place to start? But then you need to imagine that, okay, you did this part and actually say, do I have an easy way to continue? Because if I'm going to do this, which is maybe 100 pieces, I'm going to do this, which is maybe 100 pieces. Now you're left with 800 pieces that you still need to put together. So as I said, that one is actually not as easy as it looks. I think I'm going to probably finish it later today. So you might see it on this video completed or not. I don't know yet. Another puzzle that was quite successful here is the puzzle, that's a beautiful puzzle, Queen's Garden, Sudley Castle, England, again by Tom Mackey, beautiful garden series. And again, there is like the sky. This puzzle is a bit harder than the other one because there is a lot of green and there is basically like more sky and there is a clouds. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it probably later today as well. And this puzzle, I do want to tell you that actually some photos would look like as nice as a painting. It's really like a very beautiful puzzle, not actually like very much like too much of a photo. How many people actually picked this one? The answer is 18. So that means that almost all the teams decided to do this puzzle and really went for this one. The last puzzle that was in this competition was this puzzle that exactly 0 teams out of the 20 teams have decided to do it. And I think that probably was quite a good decision, because even though it's very easy to turn it into almost like 2 500-piece puzzles, they would be quite hard 500-piece puzzles. And so no one decided to do this one. And this puzzle, just for our information, is called Hohenzollern Mountain by the Deutschland Collection and by Dominic Lars Photography from 2024. Actually, this puzzle exists both in the new releases and also in alt releases, so you can pick if you have it like from earlier or not. But as I said, no one actually picked this puzzle. So the winners of Group A was a team from Germany, and my friend Chiara is actually there, and they decided to do the 2 beautiful garden puzzles, and they finished both of those puzzles in 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 45 seconds, which is quite amazing if you think about it. It's like really crazy. But we'll see even more crazy things coming out later. So that was Group A, and now we're moving to Group B. In Group B, actually, there is 2 puzzles that I don't have anymore because I have done them, but I don't have them anymore. So the first puzzle that actually all 20 groups decided to do is the mushroom puzzle. And that mushroom puzzle is a beautiful, beautiful puzzle by Pixie Cold. It's called In the Magical Forest. And it's by Pixie Cold, amazing artist from 2024. That puzzle is a puzzle that was quite hard to get, but it was beautiful. I've done it and I've sold it personally. You can see there is lots of beautiful parts in this basically like image. And so there is a lot of what to work. Actually, I don't necessarily think it's the easiest puzzle in that group, but it's definitely the more compelling one. And you have some stuff to work with, especially like in whatever is related to all the magical green on the side next to the owl itself, the mushrooms that are very light purple you can work with, and then there is some parts of the tree that are slightly harder. But if you have 4 people, you can really divide that pretty well into the different people. And again, I would probably pick to do this puzzle as well because it's so beautiful, and it's not that every detail is everywhere. It's actually like pretty large detail, so there is like some good stuff that you can work with. If you have very many small details, that's actually not making it super easy to work with a puzzle. And so you probably want to take that into consideration if you're trying to speed. If you're not trying to speed, that's less of a problem. But if you're trying to speed, that's definitely like an interesting one. The second puzzle that I don't have, but I have done, is a puzzle that is a vampire castle puzzle. And really, I have to say, you need to know that this puzzle is not really a 2024 puzzle at all. It's a puzzle that was published at the beginning in 2019, and it was an escape puzzle. It's almost the same. I mean, they moved the skull from one place to another, but basically it's the same puzzle. And that puzzle is by Alexander Jung, and the original, as I said, is actually from 2019. If you look at this puzzle, unlike a lot of other escape puzzles, it wasn't extremely dark. And there is actually quite enough of stuff to work on. Yeah, there is a lot of gray, but there is actually like a bunch of colors and a lot of like nice details to put together, like the walled faces in the back and the candles and those doors that are red on the sides. So you have actually lots and lots of what to work with. And probably this was the first escape puzzle that I've ever done, but it was also my favorite escape puzzle. I don't have such a nice video for the time lapse because I was quite new when I did that in July 2020. But I have to say that I sold it because it was really a nice puzzle and somebody really wanted it, and so I don't have it anymore. I did not buy the new 1,000 piece version because I've done it in the past, and of course I immediately know that if I see a puzzle that like, okay, that existed. I know some people knew that it was actually existing before as an escape puzzle, but a lot of people actually don't know and think that it's new, so maybe this information is interesting for you as well. The next puzzle, maybe just to say, last thing here is that, let's see, that 11 teams decided to do the vampire castle, and so overall that's also quite a lot. It's more than half of the 20 top teams that decided to do this one. The next puzzle that we're going to talk about is going back to the beautiful gardens. It's this garden. It's called Park of Villa Pallavicino, Stresa, Italy, and this puzzle is actually by Daniel Gattil, and it's also part of the beautiful gardens. As I said, actually we have 8 teams that decided to do this puzzle, and this puzzle is actually pretty good. Again, there is a part of the sky, but it's not actually like too much. It has slightly less gradient than the one we've seen actually in the cactus puzzle, so that sky would be slightly harder. There is different colors of flowers. There is a little bit too much red in my opinion, but it's doable. And there is some places where you can find things that are distinct here. I'm probably going to do this puzzle very soon, but I haven't done it yet. But that puzzle is actually like not overall like a super difficult choice. And then the last puzzle, only one team out of the 20 team picked to do is the Madeira puzzle from Beautiful Gardens as well. And that Madeira puzzle is actually by Maurizio Rollini from Uber Images. And it is also a 2024. It's a botanical garden Madeira. And I think that overall, again, this puzzle has some parts that are making it actually quite good and doable. You have the sky, which of course, I mean, if you hate sky, that's maybe not a great idea, but you see they're quite distinct. Like there is not a lot of clouds, so it's not very hard to work with. There are some parts that will help you get the mountains here are going to be pretty distinct, so it's going to be easy to find. All of those pieces of puzzles are going to be easy to find. And then you have different types of plants in a way that you can actually pay attention to them. So like if you look at those, when you see those round things, it will be easier to find. And if you see those things, you probably can figure out where to put them. So yeah, maybe it looks like nature, but there is still a lot to work with. And so then basically you can get that pretty quickly. And I do want to go back to like the team that won is the team of Karen and Tiffany. And that team actually did the puzzle of the mushroom and the puzzle of the vampire in 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 19 seconds. Again, unbelievable fast results, and that's actually quite amazing overall. Going to the last group, Group C, we're going to see 4 other puzzles. I have 3 out of the 4, but I have a very good reason why I don't have the 4th one, and I really don't have it. So let's start with this puzzle. This puzzle is called Volkswagen TI Camper Van. It's by Mauritius from 2022. And that was actually kind of a big surprise because I would say I did not think that they're going to put a 2022 puzzle in this competition. But apparently they did. And this puzzle is actually a very, very easy puzzle. It might not look to you very easy, but the whole van is actually pretty easy. And then the sky is not actually too bad. I also like sky, but there is also the pieces that like help you to you know, put all of those things together, and there is a gradient again, and the water is very distinct from the sky. So that puzzle, I've done it a while ago, and it is really like a very, very beautiful, very fun puzzle. And if you want to know, all 20 teams decided to do this puzzle. And if you look at the speed of how they finished the puzzle, I would say they probably would agree that was actually quite an easy puzzle. So this is actually like a really, really fun puzzle. And there are a few VW puzzles that are really cool, and that's something that I would recommend to look at. The other puzzle that a lot of people did, 18 teams out of the teams, is the New York puzzle. And the reason I actually don't have this puzzle is because I do have this puzzle, but it's waiting for me for several months already in Germany, because it's in my friend's Melanie's house, and she was quite busy and had some new baby to take care of. So I didn't get my puzzle yet, and when I'm gonna get it, I'm actually gonna do it probably very quickly. As you see, this puzzle is actually very easy. It has different buildings and different colors. And yeah, unfortunately, I haven't done it, and I'm probably not going to do it immediately because I don't have it yet in my house. But overall, this puzzle is absolutely amazing and really good choice for that. It is a new puzzle from 2024. It's not very new though. It is actually from several months ago. So I think it got out at about January or so. So overall, that puzzle is not as new as like the Beautiful Gardens or the Cow puzzle or something like that. Another puzzle that actually almost no one picked to do for a good reason is this puzzle. This puzzle is Gdansk, Poland. It's by Arden Photography from 2021. I've done this puzzle probably like last year. This is a very, very difficult puzzle. And one, it looks maybe there is colorful stuff in here, but the colors are actually quite repetitive. And if you look, there is also a lot of stuff that is the same color, like all of those roofs. So my overall kind of thing, I thought it's going to be really easy for me to do this puzzle at the time. I found out that wasn't exactly the case. And I have to say that this puzzle is like much harder than what you'd think. Now, both of those puzzles, this one and the Van Kemper, are actually published again in different serial numbers. So you can see both the old serial number and the new serial number in my website. But overall, I would say both of them are actually not new puzzles. So that's just important to basically say. And then there is the last puzzle that like 0 people decided to do, and that puzzle is called Monschau and der Eiffel. It's from Deutschland collection by Pablo Melang Campagne, and that's from 2024. And again, it is actually like a republishing of another puzzle that just existed in a different name. Very reasonably, people didn't want to do it because even if you can do the sky, most of the puzzle is actually very brown. It's not a very delightful puzzle, and if you compare it to the Van Kemper and the New York ones that almost everybody picked, well, it makes sense to pick the other two and not this one. So just that you know, I have not yet done this puzzle, but there are some very, very beautiful puzzles in the Deutschland collection. I love that collection. I think that one is just quite monotonic on the colors, and so that's a good reason to not pick that in case that you are in a competition. Now, I know that we finished with all the competition puzzles, but I did want to take just a quick moment to tell you something that is very important to me for a very good friend of mine. This puzzle by Dean McAdam is out. It's a Halloween puzzle. It's called Trick or Treat. It's by Dean McAdam, who is an amazing artist and also a good friend now. And you can get it in Amazon, and I think you can get it in other places in the world too, I hope. And I'm going to do that really, really soon, and also put another video about Dean's puzzles. But if you don't know that it's out, you do need to know that, and you please buy that because it is amazing. With that, I'll put that aside. Let's go back to the competition. So that's all the puzzles that we've got from the competition. I hope I'm gonna get all the rest of the puzzles from semi-final and then finals very, very soon, and then I'm gonna do a video on them. I'm gonna do, of course, all of them, and then I'm gonna do a video on them. In the meantime, I'm gonna work on some of those, and I'm gonna work on a lot of other puzzles, as you know. And I would want to say, one, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate you watching. Please like and comment and share and comment and like and everything else. If you want to see time-lapse on my puzzle, go to puzzlesbyLiza Ravensburger. It's a separate account to just not spam this account with lots and lots of videos. I do put very, very cool songs together with the puzzles, so I think you might like actually watching some of those. And if you wait, you'll see all the puzzles that I completed. And I guess with that, I would say good luck everybody in the finals of the teams, and all of you that have been competed. You are amazing. I have never thought there will be such a fierce competition, and you're all absolutely breathtaking. So maybe next year I'll come again, I don't know. But I definitely love seeing how quickly and how amazing are the people that can do puzzle that fast. And then thank you again. Goodbye.